today's video I'm going to be discussing the typical conventions that you are likely to see within trailers. Now, with every trailer you'd expect to see, in terms of duration, around 1 minute 30 to around 2 minutes 30. But also, if the films are bigger in production or longer films, you'd expect to usually see a bit longer. But anything that's over 5 minutes can be seen as quite a short film. So keeping it sort of within those boundaries is obviously a typical convention. Now, personally, my trailer is going to be around the 2 minute mark, just following the specification that we were given. The next thing you'd expect to see is sort of a lot of high impact shots, so quick cuts between different parts of the story, whether it be sort of linear, so maybe it goes back or forward in time. This depends on the type of film you're doing. I know if you've seen the film Pulp Fiction by Quentin Tarantino, the film itself is all over the place. You know that it starts where it ends, so obviously it's going to have to fit your film style in terms of how it's set out. Another aspect is the music. Now, music obviously plays a massive part in films and in trailers, and it's also good to sort of add in that sort of parallel meaning to sort of get over what you're trying to portray, whether it be sort of very sinister music, which you'd expect to see sort of maybe even in the, if you've seen the Seven trailer, the music in that is quite sinister, and in the opening of Seven as well, very sinister music. So obviously fit to your storyline and also your genre that you're going to do. Now, the music that I want to use and I'm going to have to make for my thriller trailer is going to sort of be very sort of low tempo, not very fast, just because the style I'm doing it's not an action based thriller, so it's not going to include sort of very high impact sort of shots and massively quick cuts. I'm sort of thinking of maybe doing some fade to blacks, because the trailers that I've been analysing have sort of used those, and it sort of interests me in sort of using it in my trailer itself. Another thing is, you're not going to want to give a lot of detail away, purely because you're going to spoil the film. The whole point of a trailer is sort of to give brief detail and sort of maybe tease the audience and sort of personally draw them in and make them want to watch the film, instead of it just being, oh, that happens to be on, I want to go and watch it. Now, a trailer that has really sort of made me want to do it is the new Suicide Squad trailers. They've released a couple now. They give enough information away just to make you think, oh, they leave you asking so many questions, which I think this is what trailers should do, because personally, if the trailer is sort of the foundation, if you will, of a film, so the trailer is going to draw the audience and get the demographic of what the film is targeting, so the director and producers, the demographic they are targeting, they want to get them into the cinema, they want to get the sales and the box office money to make their money back on the film. So drawing in the audience is a massive sort of point and convention of a trailer. Now, also the sort of bits you'd expect to see sort of from the middle, actually from the beginning to middle to the end, are obviously who's going to be in the trailer. So you're obviously going to have who's directed it, so you're going to see directed by, produced by, also the people who've done the special effects and maybe the music. But typically you'd expect to see the actors in it. Now, actors themselves play a big part in selling a film. I know personally, if I saw actors Quentin Tarantino being one of my favourite directors and producers, I see his name on a trailer, so The Hateful Eight, I'm going to go watch that film, purely because I love the style of his films and the people that sort of are involved in the film. I know Samuel Jackson also is in The Hateful Eight, another one of my favourite actors, so that's another reason why I'm going to see a film. So adding the actor's name into the trailer is another good way of selling the film. So an audience group might have a particular liking to a certain actor. This is more likely to go get them to see the film. I mean, if you see, as I said, in Suicide Squad, there's a lot of high class actors in that film, which are going to bring all sorts of audiences into watch the film because of the actors. Now, the final sort of thing you'd expect to see is when the film is coming out into cinema. Now, this is a key thing, so it sort of communicates with the audience to tell them when they are going to be able to see the film. I mean, personally, when I saw the release date for the Star Wars Force Awakens, I ordered a seat for a cinema as soon as I saw that, because these films, it communicated with us as the audience to let us know when we can go and see it. Now, obviously, Star Wars being a very popular franchise, cinemas were booked out, but this allows the audience to sort of have some insight into, okay, so is there going to be any more trailers released, and it just sort of cemented in so they can go and see the film on this date.